Hi, this is Carrie with Learn Davinci Resolve, and one of the things that I want to do on this channel besides learning Davinci Resolve is learning filmmaking tips and tricks and talk about hardware and things that are going to go along with making good video. Now I'm shooting with the Sony a7 III these days. Love this camera. It is an amazing camera for the price point. You are getting a very high-end camera for $2,000. It's really a great bargain. It's what I'm shooting on right now, in fact. And one of the lenses I want to talk about, which I think is probably the first lens people should get if they get this camera, is the Sony 18-105 f4. Now, there's a couple reasons why I like this lens for pretty much anybody, not just beginners, but a lot of people. There's a lot of things it has going for it. Number one, it's a great range, 18-105. That's a really nice big range. Now, the downside is it is not a full frame lens. So you're shooting in the crop mode. That's okay, you know, I'm still only shooting 4K. It's not that big of a deal. I don't need more of the sensor. It would be nice if it was a full frame, but it's not. So not gonna worry about it. But at a price point of under $600, right now I'm looking on Amazon, there's a bunch of them going for $573. So it's a good bargain, it's a good price for a very good lens. Now, it does come with the lens hood, and it snaps into place. So that lens hood is very secure. There's no shake, there's no wobble to it at all. It also has power zoom on the side. So your telephoto or wide angle can be controlled right on the side as well as on the camera. But I like this because you can just, if you're holding it, you can just move it up and down. What I think makes this lens stand out from anything else in its class is the way the zoom function works. All of that is internal in here. Now, why that's important versus one where you zoom and the barrel comes out is if you're putting this on a gimbal. So if this is on a gimbal and you zoom out and that barrel moves out, you have shifted your focus. You haven't shifted, you've shifted your center of balance. So now all of a sudden, all the balance work you did on your gimbal is now front heavy. Versus this, you can adjust from 18-105 without throwing off the balance on your gimbal. Now, if you're using, a good strong gimbal like a Ronin S, you can usually set a midpoint on those lenses, and those motors are powerful enough to compensate. Not a big deal. Now, I use a Moza Aircross most of the time because it's a small gimbal and I can put even a really small camera on it like a Sony RX100 Mark V. Now, not this lens is perfect, but other lenses, that's really starting to push it on the balance. If I balance at a midpoint and shifted it back and forth, it's going to throw those motors off really bad. What's really bad is if you're using a glide cam. Now your balance is completely whacked, and every time you adjust that zoom, you have to rebalance the glide cam. With this guy, set it, forget it, and you're done. So fantastic, and it is f4 all the way through. So it's not like a 3.5 to 5.6, it's f4 all the way through. Now granted, that's not super wide open like a 2.8 lens, but you're paying less than $600 for it. So for the price point of the lens being under $600 and a Sony a7 III being usually under $2,000, you're talking a $2,600 setup that you can run and gun and do pretty much anything with. So I highly recommend the Sony f4 18-105 for your filmmaking needs. Yeah, sure, eventually you'd want a wider selection, some primes, a longer zoom. Those things are 24-70, that's going to be super sharp, but this thing's going to deliver, and that's what's important when you're getting started. So, looking for a good lens for a Sony? 18-105 f4, under $600. Links in the description below. I think you're really going to enjoy what this lens can do. And I just got to say, I'm very, very, very pleased with the results. It's quiet. It's very smooth. All the controls are just buttery smooth on here. Absolutely love the lens. So check it out. Like I said, description in the link below. If you like these kind of videos on hardware reviews, let me know, because I have a lot of stuff that I'd like to share with you on other pieces of hardware that I think would make your filmmaking experience a lot better. So like, subscribe, check the bell icon to be notified whenever a new video comes out. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.